Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a stack of your sources and, well, pull out the most important bits of knowledge and insight. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating system, one that promises to transform how you learn, how you think, and how you connect ideas.
Yeah, it's quite something.
So if you've ever felt completely overwhelmed by just the sheer amount of information out there, or maybe struggled to turn what you read into actual lasting knowledge, then this deep dive is definitely for you.
Indeed. And our source material today is, well, it's an extensive look at the Zettelkasten Forum. It's this bustling online community, and they're all dedicated to a really powerful knowledge management method.
Zettelkasten.
Right. And we're not just talking about simple note-taking here. It's much more about meticulously building this robust, interconnected web of ideas, something that grows organically over time, almost like an external brain.
An external brain, I like that. Okay, so our mission for this deep dive is to explore the core principles, look at the really practical applications, and get a feel for the dynamic community around the Zettelkasten method. We'll be pulling out the most surprising facts and, the tangible takeaways we could find straight from those forum discussions.
Exactly. The goal is to give you a shortcut, really.
Yeah.
Help you understand why so many people are drawn to this system.
Right.
And maybe see how it might just revolutionize your own approach to handling information.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What exactly is the Zettelkasten method, at its heart?
Right.
The forum has a popular discussion. My current definition of the Zettelkasten method by someone named Sasha, and another Zettelkasten term and definition by Edmund. That one's got, 1,600 views, nearly 50 comments. So what's the essence here?
What's really fascinating, I think, is that the community itself isn't just using it. They're actively defining and refining what Zettelkasten even means.
So it's evolving.
Totally. It speaks volumes. But at its core, it's a system for, let's say, externalizing your thinking, getting thoughts out of your head,
Okay.
and then creating this dense network of individual notes. They call them Zettels. Each one holds a single atomic idea.
Atomic?
Yeah, so it's not just about collecting information. It's really about connecting your understanding of that information.
And that phrase, single atomic idea, that brings us to a really crucial principle, right? It seems to come up a lot on the forum. There's this thread, the principle of atomicity, on the difference between a principle and its implementation.
That's a key one.
Yeah, 11 comments, still really recent. Someone named Andy commented just today, apparently.
Yeah.
Why is atomicity so foundational, and what are the nuances they're exploring?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, atomicity is all about making sure each note is truly self-contained. It expresses one clear, distinct idea, just one.
Okay, one idea.
And the forum discussions show, this isn't quite as simple as it sounds. People often grapple with it. Well, maybe packing too many ideas into one note or making notes too vague. And that kind of defeats the purpose.
Right.
The principle itself aims to stop notes from becoming, bloated. It makes them much easier to link precisely. And crucially, you can reuse them in new contexts without losing their original meaning.
Reusability.
Yes, that's key for long-term knowledge development. There's even another thread, What is Next for Atomicity? Again by Sasha, showing this isn't some fixed rule. It's an ongoing evolution in how people actually do it.
So it's like building with Lego bricks of knowledge.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, foundational bricks you can combine in endless ways.
I can see how that changes everything. So it shifts you from just passively consuming stuff to actively gardening your information.
Information gardening, I like that too.
Yes, because this is where it gets really interesting, I think, for anyone who just consumes a lot of information. Books, articles, podcasts.
Absolutely.
The forum reveals Zettelkasten isn't just about storing notes. It's about changing how you engage with information right from the start.
There's one thread that has jumped out at me. Massive engagement. 14,600 views, 16 comments. Is called Reading for the Zettelkasten is Searching.
Yeah.
What does that imply?
Well, this raises a really important point. Instead of just passively reading, letting the words wash over you,
Yeah.
whether it's a book, an article, even a YouTube video or a conversation, the Zettelkasten method pushes you towards a fundamentally active engagement.
Active.
You're not just trying to remember facts. You're actively searching. You're hunting for specific, actionable ideas or arguments or maybe potential connections between things.
Okay.
Connections that can become new atomic notes in your system. It's a real shift from just consumption to focused knowledge production.
Hunting for insights, not just reading
Yeah,
words.
exactly. You put that well. And speaking of shifting approach, the forum also highlights something called the Barbell Method of Reading. This one has an astonishing, get this, 55,000 views and 47 comments.
Wow. Yeah, that one's huge.
That makes it one of the most popular discussions there. That level of engagement tells me it's more than just a random idea. So, what is this barbell method and why is it such a big deal in the Zettelkasten world?
The sheer volume of views and comments on the barbell method, yeah, it definitely shows its impact. The core idea, basically, as you can piece together from the forum chat, is about balancing two extremes of reading.
Like a barbell weights on both ends.
Precisely. So on one end, you've got deep, focused, maybe slow reading. You're diving intensely into a single high-quality source, trying to extract every single atomic idea you can find.
Okay, the deep dive end.
Right. That's where most of your new zettels, your notes, are probably generated. But then on the other end, you have broad, shallow scanning.
Scanning.
Yeah, quickly reviewing lots of different sources, maybe looking for emerging themes, sparking new connections between notes you already have, or just pinpointing areas where you might want to do a deep dive later.
Ah, so it's a hybrid approach. It stops you getting bogged down in just deep reading, but also avoids being too superficial by only scanning. That sounds incredibly practical.
Exactly. The forum discussions emphasize that this method really optimizes both the discovery of new ideas and the creation of good notes.
Hmm.
And it's not just for books either. There's that thread asking, how do you structure zettels from long-form YouTube tutorials?
Right.
By Vesper 2 or 4.
Right.
It proves the method's adaptable. It's about being strategic with where you put your attention, making sure you're feeding your Zettelkasten effectively, whatever the source material is.
So, okay, we've talked principles, reading methods. What does this all mean for someone actually doing it, setting up and using a Zettelkasten day to day?
Right, the practicalities.
The forum gives us a great peek into the real-world challenges and the refinements people are making. We see discussions like switching from Zettelkasten ID to timestamp ID by Mauro. That's got 13 comments. It shows even basic choices like how you identify your notes are up for debate.
That's right. And those discussions really highlight how the method evolves in practice. It's not rigid.
So, IDs versus timestamps. What's the gist of that debate?
Well, the traditional Zettelkasten IDs, they often involve numbers and letters, kind of emphasizing structural links. They let you branch off non-chronologically.
Okay.
Timestamp IDs, on the other hand, give you immediate chronological context. Might be easier for sorting or seeing when an idea occurred for some people. It really shows how different workflows need different tools. Neither is wrong. It depends how you work.
Makes sense.
And there's also a really crucial thread by Sasha, again, on the threshold for quality when you're creating notes.
Quality threshold.
Yeah, it pushes you to think critically. What actually makes this note good? Is it genuinely useful? Is it linkable within my system? It's not just about having notes, it's about having effective notes.
That seems vital.
And for people juggling different subjects, maybe work and a hobby, there's What If I Have Two Different Points of Interest by Glenn76427. It shows users figuring out how to organize diverse knowledge without just sticking it in separate boxes, losing potential connections.
Yeah, breaking down silos.
Exactly. These are the kind of, nuanced, practical dilemmas the community is wrestling with every day.
It's clear people are constantly tweaking and adapting this, and something that really struck me as, well, very current, was this thread called Anticipating Holes in ChatGPT's Knowledge by Amahabal.
Ah, yes. That's a fascinating one.
Only 137 views so far, but it feels significant. It seems the Zettelkasten community is thinking hard about how their very human system interacts with new AI tech.
Indeed. And that discussion, it really brings up a huge question for the future of knowledge work, doesn't it?
Which is?
How does a personal knowledge system like Zettelkasten, which is all about your unique connections, your critical thinking, synthesizing your own insights, how does that fit alongside AI-generated information?
Right. Does it compete? Does it complement?
The takeaway from the forum seems pretty compelling. Zettelkasten isn't just about storing data like an AI can. It's about synthesizing. It's about connecting things in unique ways, forming novel insights that AI, well, often misses.
So it's seen as a human complement to AI, not a replacement.
Precisely. The community sees it as empowering users to generate truly original thought, to process information actively, not just passively retrieve it.
That's a powerful idea, processing, not just retrieving.
And you see this reflected in all the discussions about software and tools, too. Things like note-taking on Emacs with Helm Package, or threads about future-proof tools, even specific plugins like append backlinks to the current note.
Yeah.
It shows the community is constantly looking for and even developing practical ways to maintain and enhance their systems, thoughtfully integrating tech where it helps their thinking process.
That makes sense. Not just chasing the newest app, but finding tools that support the core philosophy.
Exactly.
So it really sounds like there's this whole vibrant community built around the method. The forum itself is obviously a massive resource.
Huge, yeah.
But what other ways does it point people towards learning, especially for newcomers or people wanting to go deeper? I noticed a mention of Sunke Aaron's web course by MRC.
Ah, Sonke Ahrens. Yes.
And maybe even more intriguing, a journal and AMA by Sasha announcing the English translation of the book has begun. What book is that?
Ah, that's the book, really. How to Take Smart Notes by Sonke Ahrens. Its English translation was and is hugely significant for bringing the method to a wider audience and giving it a solid conceptual grounding. It builds on Niklas Luhmann's original work.
So that's a key text.
Absolutely.
Right.
Seeing mentions of his course, and especially the excitement about the book translation, alongside threads like best book to start with, it just shows how eager the community is to guide newcomers. They want people to have those foundational resources.
Because getting started right seems important with this method.
Very much so. Understanding the principles early on helps avoid common pitfalls.
And what about people coming from other systems? Maybe they use Getting Things Done or Cal Newport's stuff. I saw this bold title. Cal Newport versus Zettelkasten SAD. Clickbait.
Yeah. Gotta love a clickbait title, even in a knowledge forum.
Despite the title, it got 4,700 views. What does that kind of comparison tell us?
It tells us there's a healthy, critical discussion happening. People aren't just adopting Zettelkasten blindly. They're comparing it, contrasting it with other well-known productivity and knowledge systems.
So how does it stack up according to the forum vibe?
Well, those discussions tend to highlight Zettelkasten's unique strengths. It's not just another task manager or note-taking app. It's seen as a fundamentally different philosophical approach.
Different how?
The emphasis is really on the interconnection of ideas, the emergent properties of knowledge, how new insights arise from the links, and fostering genuinely original thought. That often sets it apart from systems that might be more linear or focus purely on task completion. And when you look at the forum categories, research and reading, writing, workflows, even your current projects, it's clear this isn't just theory. It's a hub for active users. People constantly learning, sharing what works, troubleshooting problems together.
So the community itself is part of the knowledge building process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It really shows that knowledge isn't just about your individual notes in isolation. It's also about shared understanding and that collective growth.
Okay. So we've really dug into the Zettelkasten method today. From its core idea of atomicity to practical things like reading methods and note IDs and seeing this incredibly rich, dynamic community around it.
Yeah.
It really comes across as a system designed to help you not just store information, but to truly understand it, connect it deeply, and really make it your own.
Definitely. This dive into the Zettelkasten Forum reveals a knowledge system that's anything but static. It's alive, it's evolving, constantly being refined by the people who use it every day.
Yeah.
And it consistently emphasizes that active learning, that thoughtful organization, and maybe most importantly, the immense power that comes from truly interconnected ideas.
So for you, our listener, maybe consider this as you go forward. How might integrating this kind of atomic approach to your notes, to how you consume information, how might that fundamentally change your interaction with knowledge? Could it lead to deeper insights, more surprising connections, whether that's just for your own personal learning or for creative projects or even professional growth?
It's a compelling question.
It really is. It seems like a method that genuinely promises to turn that feeling of information overload into something different. An organized, ever-growing, and profoundly effective external brain.